What's going on, everyone? I thought this picture was funny and just wanted to share it. I'm excited for this video, guys. Definitely watch all the way to the end. I got some sweet footage at the end of something that I found 6 months ago. And my friend sent me some footage of him that almost turned fatal in his C7 Corvette.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is another episode of C Going to Speed 252. Today's video, we're going to talk about the high wing spoiler, the GM strike being finally over, and a couple other things about the C8 Mid Engine Corvette that I want your opinion about. Yep.
So everyone, here's the thing. As you all know, GM has released or leaked photos of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette with the high wing spoiler. But I wanted to put this image here, this video here, so you can actually take a look at the Z51 spoiler that comes standard on the car. And I want to get you guys' thoughts. Is this the same spoiler that you're currently going to go with? Do you think you're going to get your car without the spoiler? Or do you think you're going to get the high wing spoiler? Leave your comments down below right away of what your thoughts is on the new C8 Mid Engine Corvette spoilers in general. But I'm going to throw some photos up here right now. So now you can actually see a side-by-side comparison of both the high wing spoiler and the low wing spoiler on this car. And I personally think that I would rather go with the high wing spoiler. Now this is just my preference. I'm not saying the current Z51 spoiler don't look that great. It looks awesome to me. I think for me though, if I go with the low wing spoiler, if I was getting a C8 Mid Engine Corvette, it would have to be black. I don't think I'll get the same colored spoiler that's on the car. If you take a look right now at the high wing spoiler, man, that thing is looking awesome. I can tell you right now, GM calls me right now and say, hey, Clarence, we're building a couple of C8 Mid Engine Corvettes. This one is for you, but you're going to pay for it, but it's for you, but you're going to pay for it. How are you going to spec out this car? And I can tell you right now, I'm definitely getting the high wing spoiler because I think it looks aggressive. I think it looks sexy. I think it's definitely, it's going to set you apart from the other C8 Mid Engine Corvettes that don't get the high wing spoiler. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the Z51 spoiler right now that comes standard with the car and the C8 Mid Engine Corvette that doesn't come with a spoiler at all, I think the car looks great in general, whether you get a spoiler or you don't get one. But to me, you know me, you guys, I like to set myself apart from a lot of other YouTubers and do different things, which is why I have a chrome wrap C7 Corvette in the garage. And I just like to just be different. That's just my personality. I like to bring my personality to my channel, to my cars, and to you guys as well, so you get to know the real me. And if me was building a car right now, me would actually add this high wing spoiler. But, you know, a lot of people didn't like the high wing spoiler because of how the four spokes in the back makes it look a little odd. Because if you take a look at the current C7ZR1 wing on the outlet on the back, you can see there's two spokes holding up. With this one, unfortunately, it has four spokes. Now, here are your options with the high wing spoiler. You can get carbon flash, same body color, or carbon fiber. In my personal opinion, I would go with carbon flash. It's a lot cheaper. It looks great. The carbon fiber is expensive. If it gets scratched, you're kind of going to be upset about it, and there's no recovering from that. And if you get the body color one, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't think the car is going to look that great because it's not going to have any body accidents. Again, to me, this is just a preference thing. And as like I said before, guys, if I'm building this car right now, I'm getting a high wing spoiler. So that's one thing I'm letting you know off the bat if I decide to get a C8 Mid Engine Corvette.
First of all, I'd like to thank you all for going into my merch store and purchasing some merch. Thank you to Harold, thank you to John, thank you to Smith, thank you to Mark, thank you to Mr. Chris for buying some merch and supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you that is on the way with a hand person written up for me. Once again, thank you so much for your support. This channel wouldn't be what it is without you all.
All right, everyone. So I have two video clips here. Both I took myself. The one with the orange spoiler is the second time I've seen the C8 Mid Engine Corvette in person. I did a one-on-one review with it. The one that's red that's backing out of the tent. That's like my, I don't know, 8th million time actually seeing the car. But I'll put these two clips side by side. So I wanted you guys to take a look at both the spoilers. Two different cars, same Z51 package, but to me, one looks different than the other. If you take a look at the orange one, I love the spoiler. Don't get me wrong. The Z51 spoiler looks amazing, but it just looked like it just hasn't have. You can't really see the bottle lines that great. If you take a look at the black one with the red car backing out, you can see the black accents give it a different looks, give it a more aggressive, appealing look to me in my eyes. If you take a look at the orange one again, it just looked like it's just, you know, a same body color car. Doesn't break up the lines at all. Doesn't break up the body lines of the car whatsoever. You take a look at the black one again, you can see all the black accents with the side scoop on the side with the black spoiler, and it just gives you a different look of the car. In my personal opinion, like I said before, if I had to go with one of the spoilers, I prefer the high wing spoiler, but the Z51 spoiler on this red C8 Mid Engine Corvette right now looks amazing to me because it shows another color on the car other than the same body color, in my personal opinion. Now, before we get on to the next topic in this video, I want to talk about the high wing spoiler just one more time. So I gave you a comparison with the high wing spoiler and the low wing spoiler. I gave you a comparison of the Z51 spoiler with the same body color and a different body color. Now I'm going to give you the high wing spoiler along with the Z51 spoiler, but on the same color car. In my personal opinion, once again, I think the high wing spoiler looks great, but I also think the Z51 package with the low wing spoiler is great only because it's a different color. If it's the same color, there's nothing wrong with it. That might be your preference, but to me, I like to break the car up once again to give it a different look, to give it more aggressive look, and I think having a different color wing or spoiler, what do you want to call it, on the back of the car makes a difference in my personal opinion. What are you guys' thoughts? I want all you guys' comments, leave them down below of what you guys think of both the high wing spoiler and the low wing spoiler on the next car. But now we're going to go on to the next topic, which I'm happy to get into. Well, everyone, the strike is officially over. As you can see right now, you see General Motors at the top, UAW to the left, and you see at the bottom GM CEO Mary Barra and UAW boss Gary Jones are shaking hands, pretty much coming to an agreement and a deal with the UAW. And I'm super excited this is over because a lot of people have been asking me to make a video about this while the strike was going on. And I personally didn't feel like it was right for me to make a video about it because I have great times with Chevrolet. So if Chevy, you're watching this video right now, I appreciate everything you guys have done for me and all the connection and stuff that I made. Once again, I personally do not work for the UAW. I do not work for General Motors. I am just a guy that cleans toilets for a living and do Uber and Lyft on the side. So me personally, I have no idea what's going on inside of the UAW. I have no idea what's going on with General Motors. All I do know is that there was a strike going on, and the strike happened for a reason. And unfortunately, it had to come to that. The last time a UAW strike happened was back in 1973, right before the Camaro was actually, brought to the world. I mean, the very first time before the Camaro was actually brought to the world. Before I continue on this video, take a look at that spoiler that's on the back of this one. This is also black carbon flash spoiler as well, and I think they actually set the car apart than having the same body color spoiler on this. Just my opinion. And I'm so glad that this is over because a lot of dealerships across the country were suffering from this. I mean, a lot of guys wasn't getting parts to work on cars. Cars wasn't getting delivered to dealerships. A lot of guys that currently are in love with the C7 Corvettes have actually got their Corvettes built from the factory and they want to pick them up from the museum. And if those cars wasn't getting built, granted their parts were there at the plant, the car just wasn't getting built because they was on strike. And a lot of people was like, oh, they went on strike. This will get resolved in 2 days. Oh, no, it didn't. This strike went on for almost a month and some more days. So at the end of the day, I'm so glad that this strike is over with. I know a lot of you guys, like I said before, wanted me to make a video about the strike, but I just feel like I wasn't in the right place to talk about it because that wasn't the side that I was on. I wasn't on General Motors side. I wasn't on the UAW side because I'm not a guy that was there in either one of those places. So let's just hope that everything goes back to running smoothly and all the Corvettes and all the parts for even the trucks and every other car that General Motors make. There was also something that me and my friend Jeremy talked about, which a lot of people are going to ask a lot of questions about. Now, since the strike has now ended, how long would it be for the C7 Corvette owners and the C8 Mid Engine Corvette owners receive their cars? So think about it this way. Before the strike had happened, which according to what Jeremy has said, the C7 Corvette parts was already at the factory. Those cars were ready to be built. The strike happened during that time frame, so they just didn't start building those cars. So those parts are already at the factory. So hopefully within the next week or two, everything will get back to normal and those C7 Corvette cars will start getting built. And a lot of you that had a TPW, which is target production week, for a lot of you that already had your TPW, which most of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette owners had a target production week in December, which was December 2nd, December 9th, and December 15th. A lot of those got pushed back to mid-January from what I saw in the Corvette forum and what I spoke to a couple of friends. With that being said, most of those Corvette owners had their car status already in level 3000, which means the parts was already ordered or on its way to build those C8 Mid Engine Corvettes before the strike happens. So those Corvette owners will most likely end up receiving their cars probably in late January, like real late January, or early February, sometime mid-February. Some of them may receive them in March, depending on how fast they can get this process going. So that means that most people that are getting, 3,000 level status now, you probably won't receive your cars in probably until maybe April or May. So think about everything getting pushed back 2 months, unless somehow General Motors can speed this process up and get these cars out a lot quicker. So here's something else, you guys, that I don't know if you know exactly what this is, but this is the tail of dragon. you can currently see C8 Mid Engine Corvettes all on the tail of Dragon. So it seems like to me, if you take a look at the white C8 Mid Engine Corvette, it definitely looks like a GM employee. And I'm glad that they're taking this car around the tail of Dragon, because the tail of Dragon is a very popular road that lots of people love to go on with their bikes and their sports cars and just travel there just to go see what it was like. I have personally never been there. I do plan to go there at some point. I heard you can have fun there. Also, you can have a bad time there depending on how reckless you're driving. But it's good to see that the C8 Mid Engine Corvette is actually out on the tail of Dragon, and they are taking this car for a great spin. And hopefully everyone was safe and there wasn't any damages done. But I also have some more photos that I want to show you of the C8 Mid Engine Corvettes all lined up after they got back from the tail of Dragon. Hey everyone, before I end this video with some sweet stuff and some shocking stuff at the end, I would like to talk about the hash marks that are on this C8 Mid Engine Corvette. I know a lot of you have been emailing me and saying, hey, what do you think about the new hash marks on the C8 Mid Engine Corvette? I like them. I don't know if it'll be something that I will get on my car, just because I may end up wrapping mine or doing something sick or something different. You know me, once again, I'm unique, so I'm going to do something different regardless. So for me, I probably won't get that, but I think it looks pretty decent. If you are definitely interested in hash marks, I totally don't see why you shouldn't get on your car. So I know a lot of you have been asking me, what happened to that cat that you pretty much found about 6 months ago? And I actually found a home for it, and the owner sent me a video clip of the cat actually playing with the dog. I think it's some pretty sweet footage. Small clip I want to show you all. I had a buddy of mine who went out and actually drove his car 183 miles per hour. And you want to take a look at exactly what happened. I don't know if any of you guys went to his places before, but I want to put all this at the end of the video, so I hope you enjoy it. Definitely don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Definitely go to my website and like to support the channel if you like. Definitely remember to follow me on all my social media platforms as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. Once again, thank you for watching Seek on the Speed 252, and I hope you enjoy the footage at the end of this video.
Hey guys, we're hanging out at Corvette's at Carlisle. It's amazing. Oh man, this is brand new 2020 C8 is here behind me. This is my new friend Clarence from North Carolina. Take it away, my man. Yes, your first one in forecast is coming up next.
180 new record. 181. 182. There's my camera. 182. Come on, keep going, girl. Keep going. 183. Jesus, help me. Yep. That ain't good. Jesus. Oh, that ain't good. Oh, Jesus. I think I'm done. What was that, like 180? I don't know, 183? Jesus, help me, thank you. I saw my hood like puckering. I think I'm good. Oh my gosh, I'm done. I'm done. Nope, not for me.